Alright, welcome to the YouTube.
No.
अच्छा ठीक है. Cool. So Roshan, हमने बात कर ली market pick करने की. How do you decide enterprise, self-serve, patterns that exist in self-serve, patterns that exist in enterprise? The software engineering team in a small stage startup has given you the product. How do you really take it to the market?
So let me break it to you. They haven't given you the product. You don't just start with an idea and then build a product and then, voila, you have a company, right? $1 billion. It doesn't happen like that. You have to iterate. You have to take an idea to the market, right? Make a bunch of assumptions, right? Bunch of assumptions saying that, okay, this is a valuable idea. These are the relevant stakeholders and they will actually pay, X amount of money for this particular idea, right? And then you start putting the infrastructure underground, right? Then you start putting the product layers together and then all of that. So everything evolves from a deck, right, to an MVP, basically.
I understand that. Pain points हमने सब कुछ uncover किया हुआ है. I'm saying deck पे क्या लिखना है, how to figure that out. When I say deck, I'm just like, okay, what is the first piece of wording, messaging, video, creative, like what should go out? How do you determine that? How do you make sense of your market product in such a way, and even the decision maker in such a way that we've done so much research? Where does it figure out our...
So when you're trying to bring something new into the market, you have to make a case for it, right? So we spoke about this in the previous episodes as well, that you always have to paint a problem first. What is the problem, right? Because apne aap, koi aise, like, they will not simply start buying stuff, right? Especially in the enterprise, especially when you talk about B2B, right? It's not like, they start shopping just like that, right? Okay, wo acha hai. It's not like that. They're used to a particular way of working and you have to go and paint the problem, right? You have to paint a picture in terms of, okay, this is what you're doing and here is how we think that this is extremely inefficient and this is going to kill you, right? And here is what we think you should be doing and this is how we solve this. Would you be interested, right? So the first 1 or 2 slides always have to talk about the problem or talk about the status quo. This is how things are at this point of time. What is a consequence of this, right? You have to paint a picture in terms of the problem. And then you get to the solution, saying, what if? Imagine, right? This bright future, right? Ta-da!
Is achievable through my product.
Right? Is achievable. First, whether
okay,
it's
achievable.
And then say, yes, it can be achieved through this product of mine.
Any famous examples that come to your mind that we can just scroll through?
We spoke about the Zora deck. Remember?
We should.
Subscription economy.
We should talk about it.
Yeah.
You want to give a...
Why not?
I'm sure that you have some things in your head, how they position the narrative, then we can...
See, the Zora is a listed company today, worth many billions of dollars. But when they started out, I think they started out perhaps in 2012, 13-ish, right? Early days of SaaS. What does Zora do? Zora does subscription management, unless, they've changed right now. But that's my last recollection.
Are they kind of like ChargeBee?
Yes, ChargeBee is kind of like Zora.
Okay.
They have their nuances, right? But basically when they started out, right? The SaaS economy or SaaS itself was not very mature, right? Subscription management is an acutely SaaS problem, right? Which is you have multiple different customers paying you at multiple different times in different order cycles, all of this stuff. How are you going to manage, your entire stuff, right? Order to cash. How are you going to manage that? But subscription economy at 2012 versus subscription economy today, when it's a mature, nuanced category, is very different. So when they started off, they started off by evangelizing the shift that was happening, right? And you guys should check out this deck called The Greatest Sales Deck I've Ever Seen by Andy Raskin.
Hey, let's do that right now.
Chalo.
Zora. The world runs on subscription.
See how their positioning is today. Right? I told you SaaS is default today, right? Now they've adjusted to the reality, which is the world runs on subscriptions. Subscriptions run on Zora. Where you become synonymous with a particular thing.
This is 2021.
Amazing.
This wouldn't have worked in 2012.
Now let's look at what they said earlier, right? So this is the blog that I was talking about. Name a big relevant change in the world, okay? And this was a big relevant change at that time. We now live in a subscription economy, as in it was happening. The shift was happening, right? And they showed the shift as well. We went from product services, customer-centric, relationship-centric. And then show the consequence of this, saying that there'll be winners and losers. Last 15 years, 52% of the Fortune 500 companies have disappeared. Right? Unilever buys Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club was a subscription service. Right? And then say, what is a common thread in this? And then the visualized future, right? The ideal future, how things could be. It is the promised land. Customers now expect the subscription experience. I mean, it blows my mind that there is like something like shaving cream and razors are now being sold in a subscription.
Correct.
Right? It makes a lot of sense, but I mean, I don't know if I would have ever, imagined 5-6 years back that this would happen. Introduce features as magic gifts. I mean, this is basically a sneak peek of what the product can do. See, now so first you introduced this shift, right? This change. Then you spoke about the consequence of the change, that these are the winners, losers, right? And then you said, this is how the future could be.
For you?
It is the promised land, basically, right? And then you're saying, okay, these are some things that probably
This is what is preventing
features
you.
Be like?
No, this is what preventing you from going from status quo to the promised land, and our product is solving it.
Our product has X, Y, and Z things, basically. Look at this traditional record, subscription identity record, right? This is almost saying that, right now you have name, email, all of these things. Right? Imagine a new world where you had to track all of these things, purchase, products, pricing, promotions, adjustments, all of these things dynamically.
Obstacle that's preventing you from going into the future world.
And then present evidence for how this is.
So Zuora solves it.
Right? Yeah.
This is how you tell a story of why your product should exist and why people should consider it.